Hello, Achieve Virtual Education Academy teachers, and happy Friday once again. Hope all is going well as we kind of get situated back into our spring semester for the end of the school year and the countdown with all the testing being involved. Many of our Wayne Township teachers may be displaced from their classrooms or moved or schedules are different, and it's just a crazy time of year and a crazy year in general with all the additional testing. So hopefully with the weather, it's keeping your spirits up. Hopefully the kids are doing well for you and all is moving as it should be. So with that, this week's update will be a little bit short, but keep pushing. I know with the weather and a lot of the stresses going on in your traditional job, just keep in mind for our full-time Achieve students, this is their only school, and so they still need your love and attention and tender loving care, so to speak. So please stay up on them, contact those parents, do the best you can. It looks like we had a great start to the semester where most of our students started, but then that has trailed off over the last month or so. Students have kind of taken a break, their own spring break, so to speak. So try to get them back on the wagon and see how many we can get finished. Remember, first semester we had 100 more credits than we did a year ago. So ideally, this spring semester, we're just as successful, if not more so. Summer school registration opens April 25th, so we've got another week of some calm and quiet outside of the questions we're getting from all of our partner schools. But just know that the registration process this year, it's going to look different since we're no longer using Genius. We're using it now, obviously, for this school year, but once summer school hits, the registration process will go through our website company, and what that will do is produce data into a Google Doc that our office will pull to register the students. So instead of being a manual or automatic system, it's going to be manual, and that will all the prompts will be email based. And so I kind of wanted to give everybody a heads up that my email inbox is going to get blasted as we're taking summer school students and applications. And so I may, hope nothing will get lost, but it might take me a little bit longer to respond. Remember, we're taking at least 1,000 students, and it'll probably be more than that, as not all of them will want 2 classes. Also, please plan on attending our summer school meetings, because we're going to talk about things. I've heard from some of you that you'd like a reminder or review on how to grade, how to make changes as far as if a link goes dead or something along those lines. So the summer school meeting will be pertaining to that, and then how you're going to access Skyward, which you will not live in Skyward. I found out that It's Learning does have the student communication and contact information, so you'll live in It's Learning, but at the end of every semester you're going to have to enter a final grade so they can be transcripted appropriately in our system in Skyward, and that's probably the only time you're going to use Skyward. And so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time with a big training on your access in Skyward, but we do need to focus on how to kind of complete the students. Very similar to what you do now in Genius, you're just going to be doing it in a different system, and so it'll obviously have different steps or instructions. As far as It's Learning, everything else can be handled there. So stay tuned. End of the semester reminders. We'll see last week's weekly update for very specific reminders. I did have dates, final exam reminder information, and don't forget the final exam password, if it's not already, should be Achieve Spring 16, no space, all lowercase. This will be the last time I think you guys have to set that, although for summer school, the final exam, It's Learning did not come with passwords, and so where you could password protect tests or individualized assignments. And so they're working on that. Hopefully this fall we'll have that ability, but for summer school, Michelle and Scott, they'll have something this coming Tuesday they'll talk a little bit about, and then again in our summer school meetings. iStep, just so you're aware, the office schedule changes. If you try to get in touch with myself or Claudia next week, Monday through Thursday, we'll be doing part 2 of iStep testing, which is a longer test than part 1 was. Claudia will be in the evening, starting probably around 1 or 2 o'clock, but she starts testing at 4, and we'll test until probably 8:30 or 9 with the length of and the different tests that we have. I will be traveling around Indiana. Monday I'll be in Mishawaka, Tuesday in Boonville, which is down by Evansville, Wednesday in Hammond, which we go to every semester for ECAs, and then Thursday Monticello. A couple of those locations only have one student, so if I find out for sure that they're not attending, I will be in the office those days. That it would be Boonville and Monticello, each only have one student. Mishawaka confirmed, so I will be going up there, and Hammond has, I think, 3 students I'm looking to test, so I'll be going up there. So just keep that in mind if you're trying to track one of us down. Right around the corner will be ECA testing, and this is just for those of you that have students that maybe haven't passed, if you're really trying to focus on them and help them get to that passing rate, which obviously, specifically if you're math and English, you should always be trying to do. But we will open our testing window for Achieve Monday, May 2nd, and we'll finish on Thursday, May 5th. Again, I'll be traveling on various dates, and Claudia will be in the evening during that time. So we'll have about a week's reprieve before we turn around and start ECA testing again. Professional development. Our last PD this school year is next Tuesday, April 19th from 4:30 to 6:30. Chances are we won't be the full 2 hours, but we like to reserve that time from you. We'll review what you should be able to do and how you can grade and those kinds of things, as I mentioned earlier. In preparation of summer school, most of our teachers are wanting to teach summer school. Sometimes once in a while in the past, a few teachers here and there aren't interested or just want to be put on as a backup. But this year, sounds like most, because they want the kind of that experience in its learning, want to get involved with summer school. And then any specific questions you might have about its learning as we close up the year and those kinds of things. So as we look into May, there will be dates. I plan to kind of work those out this afternoon with Michelle and Scott potentially. I tend to lead those, but if it's going to be It's Learning heavy, we'll obviously want one of them available to answer questions as we kind of get into new summer school procedures because of the new systems we have in place. So I think it'll be easier for the kids. I think you'll find it easier for you and just better overall. But the steps in the order of operations that we've been used to over the last 4 years, they're going to be different, and so we're all going to have a little bit of a learning curve, but it'll all be for the better. So hope you have a wonderful weekend. With the weather again, try to stay positive. It can be tough with all the testing and a little bit frustrating with all the things that have come across our desk lately. But overall, the weather's improving. We're getting closer to that end of the close of the school year where we get all the celebrations, student celebrations, and then obviously closing with graduation. And then summer school, you get a little deep breath before we start up again next fall. So if you have any questions in the meantime, please be sure to keep in contact with Claudia, myself, Michelle, or Scott. And otherwise, I will see you next week on Tuesday for a professional development meeting and our next weekly update.